Hi everyone, my name is William Tsang and I'm a realtor here in Jacksonville, Florida. Frequently I'm asked, Will, what do you do to take care of your home? Well, I've sat on hundreds of inspections and I've always been a kind of a DIY guy anyways. And so I'm going to teach you some of the tools and techniques that I use to maximize the efficiency and the lifespan of not only your home, but the items that are located inside your home. Now, home ownership is great, but it does come at a cost, and that's maintenance. So whether you're maintaining it yourself or you have somebody else do it, I highly recommend doing some of these items that we'll go over. These require no license. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of other ways of doing the same item. Feel free to go out there and look it up on YouTube. Main goal here is that you get involved in taking care and maintaining your home. So today, we are going to go over cleaning out a dryer vent. Now, cleaning out your dryer vent is very important for two reasons. One, it maximizes the efficiency of the unit, and it also helps to prevent fires. A lot of that dryer vent or dryer lint gets stuck in your vent, so we want to make sure that we clean out our vent at least once or twice a year. All right. Some of the items that come inside of the box. Like I said, this box right here you can purchase from Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon, wherever, 20 or 30 bucks. It comes in a box something similar to this. It comes with these four rods that I'll show you later on and why we're using those. They're flexible rods. And I have a pretty tall roof line, and my vent goes out through the roof. It does not go outside my house. So I bought some extenders for that as well. And then we have this right here will go on the back of the dryer, or well, on the dryer vent that goes out to the house. And then the brush, brush will be attached to these poles, attaching it, running through, and with the drill, and it'll push out that lint. I'm going from the top down and from the bottom up. Now here are a little package of tools that you have. I always recommend keeping them in the plastics. Don't take them out of the plastics if you have a chance. Don't ever take them out of the plastics. And also keep everything in there in a box. It's very important to keep it in a box because it's hard to find all these pieces once you open this box up. As you can tell, I've broken this box several times. I just keep taping it back up, but I always manage to stuff everything right back in that box. And then of course you're going to need a drill as well. And this is the shop. I use a shop vac to clean it all out. So this is a shop vac that I've used. I've had this a wet dry vac. I've had this thing for 15 years or so. I don't know. It's been forever. They work very well. First thing I do when I start with my dryer to clean out my dryer is I make sure all the power's off. I also make sure that there's nothing in the dryer, and that I'm going to pull out this vent right here. Okay, so this is just some of the items that I do to prep it. I will also be using an air compressor to blow some of this out. Now, if you don't have an air compressor, you can still vacuum and get somewhat similar results. But I choose to use an air compressor because once I start cleaning this out, cleaning the dryer vent out, I'll just push it all the way out the back instead of trying to get a scrub brush and try to scrub in there. It does a really great job on it. I use it for this, and I also use it in my refrigerator, which I'll make in another video. So I'll get all this stuff set up and I'll show you how it works. But you see that tube right there. We're going to clean out that tube in a minute. I'm going to take that off there, and we're going to clean it out with the hose that I talked about. Also going to blow out everything in there with the air compressor. You look in here, listen. See something rattling in there? There's just more stuff that's getting stuck in there. You can see inside the vent. And this side, that is not as bad. Look at this one. Yuck. And clean all that out. Now I got the vacuum hooked up. That was that little piece, that connector that I told you about. So you just took it, inserted it, and then insert just the vacuum straight into it. And then that's the vacuum that's hooked up to. Now you see the ports back here, they're going to blow out dirt. So if you have a problem with that, then my garage is really close, my garage door, so I typically put the vacuum closer to the garage door, open up the garage door, and just blow it out. So that's what I do. For the purpose of this video, so you can see how much stuff's in there, I am going to take this off and just let everything just come out so you can see just how much gunk is actually in there. Okay, so prior to getting on my roof, I like to go from the roof down so it pushes everything outside of this tube. Like I said, the other part that we had on there, that is used for sucking everything out through the vacuum, right? But what I do is when I push it up from the, I feel like if I push it up from the top down, most of the stuff will fall down versus going up in there and then pulling it all out that way. It's your own preference. If you don't feel safe getting up on the roof, I don't recommend getting on the roof. I do. So that's what I do. I get up there. But before I get up there, I attach all these pieces. So this brush will be attached to this end here. You see there's a little Allen wrench hole there. And I'll take this Allen wrench and I'll tighten it. I'll tighten the Allen wrench with the Allen wrench screw there. So that'll be tightened there. And then this part is what's going to go on to my drill. That'll go on the end of my drill like this, actually. Oops, that way, go into my drill and then attach like this. Now, the thing about this, you're gonna need 2 wrenches as well, because what you'll do is you'll attach it and then you'll drill it down into the pipe, the duct vent pipe. And then once it gets down so far, you're out of room, so your duct vent stops there, then you're going to have to add another one. And you'll see that screw piece, so you have to take that off. Now when you're starting to use that drill is going to tighten this down a little bit. That's where these 2 wrenches come in handy, where you have one right here to holding this in place, and then the other one to bite down on this to turn it. You'll take this off, you put the other one on there, and then you'll put this at the other pole on there, and you take this and you put this on the end of that pole again. You just repeat the process till you come all the way out. So I'm now on top of my roof, and you can see this right here is my dryer vent. And how you can tell your dryer vent, because you might have a few of these around your house depending upon if you have exhausts or that kind of thing that go along with it. But you see how this dryer lint's right here, it's built up? So that's what that is, all that buildup. Right now, sometimes you will see up inside here, there's actually going to be, I don't know if I can turn the camera just right. See how dirty that is up there? Look, there's actually going to be a screen that keeps rodents, pests from coming in there. I keep mine off because I don't have a lot of trees surrounding my home. So again, this is the brush. I hooked it onto the end of this. And that Allen wrench, the importance of it is once you screw that in, once you screw that on top, that brush on top, you put that Allen wrench on there, it'll hold it in place. So when you're going to back this thing out, you don't lose your brush. That's very important. So make sure you keep that Allen wrench and you keep that Allen screw tightened down there. And then the other end, I attach that piece that's going to go to the drill right there. So as you see, I got the brush in there already, just a little bit, not all the way. You can see this debris, it's already coming off. And that stuff is sure to start the fire if it gets a hold of anything. And what I'll do is I keep it turning clockwise, and I'll clean it. You can see that stuff falling out of there. Now the toughest part is getting this to bend, but this is very flexible. And once it bends, it catches, it keeps going. All right, I really got it going now. You see, there's even more lint that's popped out. Now the rest of this lint is going to fall straight down into my laundry room. And I'll show you what it's like when you get down there. But I'm gonna keep this turning clockwise for the most part, and just keep pushing it. And sometimes I'll work it back and forth. Like that. And then I'll get it to a certain point. Like I said, I'll take this piece off and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute and add the other piece. This is where I had to use a wrench, this wrench on this end, and I use this one on this one to loosen that up a little bit. And it unscrews like so, and then the other one attaches to it like so. And then I'm going to add this piece again back to here, and then just repeat it and keep doing it until I know it gets all the way down to the bottom. Now, as I mentioned, once you get through taking care of everything on the roof or going through your laundry room to get access to it, you pull all those out, and I always leave one still connected to the brush. You see here, still connected to the brush. And what I'm going to do is the dryer vent duct that goes from the dryer to the vent duct, I'm going to clean that out with the bristles as well. So I have finished using the brush on my vent here, the aluminum tubing. Now I'm going to show you what came out of that just by itself. If we only cleaned out the vent from the ceiling that goes out through the roof, we'd still have that debris trapped. I don't know if we can get a good shot of that, but that debris inside of our vents. It goes straight back in our vents, and that's a lot. I'll put this in my fishing cooler so you can see, but that's a lot just in itself. And then I did one other step, which I always do too. I'm a big fan of my air compressor. I love it. Highly recommend using an air compressor when you do some of these home projects. You could do anything, pump up your tires, clean out all the stuff that I'll show you to clean out, just amazing stuff. But so after I vacuumed it out, I took the air compressor and shot in there, so you can see how clean it is now. And that's going to do us some good. Also, when you're using air compressors, always use your safety glasses. I have mine right here on my face, and I always use ear pro to protect your ears. Before I show you how to blow out your dryer, look at all the dryer vent lint in there. Pay attention to the color, because that's going to be important later on. But I'm gonna clean up all this mess, and then I'm gonna reattach this back to the dryer, and then to the connection there to the house, and then I'm gonna blow out all that stuff that's inside the dryer. And inside, man, you can see it's a lot dirtier than it showed up on the video. There you go. Okay, so we have everything hooked up now. And these connections, I don't know if you guys ever have problems with it, but these connections are a pain in the butt for me a lot of times. So just be careful with them. You can adjust this aluminum. This is very long. It's way longer than I even need it to really be. So if you get tears, rips, you see holes inside of this, you need to replace it. If you get any holes in these lines, all the lint that comes out of here is just going to blow everywhere. So you want to make sure you clear out all of those lines and check for holes and leaks. And the air compressor is just right outside of my garage right there. And here's the little blower that I use. It'll just pump all the air through this. I'll tell you how I'm going to do it. See where the air filter, where insert the filter here is for the dryer vent. I'm going to take this and point it down, and I'm going to just start blowing. And I'm going to blow all of that out. And all of that is going to pump up into that right there and out through the dryer vent. And when I'm done, I'm going to hook this back up one more time. I'm going to close this off, and I'm going to put that air right in there and try to blow everything out through the roof. So I just finished blowing out the dryer. As you can see, you should be prepared. There is going to be a mess here, but not a bigger mess. If you didn't connect that, there's going to be a huge mess. So, but this is what it looks like inside my dryer. Yikes. I'm going to clean all that out. But look in here. And now you can see a little bit more because I have a flash on, but you can tell how much cleaner that is. And I'm going to blow it out a few more times. I'm going to clean it all this first, and I'm going to blow it out a few more times to get it clear. And then I'm going to come to the back of it, and I'm going to blow that way as well. I'm going to close this door right there to the dryer, and I'm going to blow it that other way as well, and that'll clear it out even more. And I also put this little screwdriver down in here like this. This kind of just opens it up so when I blow out the back, but you can see how clean it is now. Clean all the dirt and dust, but look what was inside just the dryer blown one way. And that's not even including the stuff I've already cleaned up. I'm going to blow from this direction this time, and then I'm going to blow out the rest in there. Alright, so I have finished blowing out using the air compressor to push out the air all the way up, so hopefully it gets anything that's left in the vent out. And when I blew out the dryer vent, keeping that open, you can see all the debris that still came through there, all the lint that's still in there. So we'll just vacuum that out, and then we'll just put everything back together again. Now the last thing I do is I run the dryer for just a few more minutes, maybe 5 minutes at most, and just pushes everything else out of the dryer. Remember the dryer vent lint that I showed you how it was gray? I'm going to go in my attic and I'm going to check to see if there are any leaks coming from my dryer vent that are actually going to my attic. If they are, I'm going to seal them with some type of tape, like air conditioning tape or something like that. Well, that's it. I hope everyone enjoys the video, and there's a ton of different ways to do this. You can also hire a professional to do it. I'm not sure they'll do the same level of service that I did for mine, but you're more than welcome to try it out. Prices range anywhere from, I don't know, 50 bucks to 100 bucks each time they come out to do it for you. So just be sure to ask some questions. Some of the stuff you've seen on this video, maybe they offer, maybe they don't offer. If you guys need a realtor anywhere in the Jacksonville area, I'd love to help you out. And always remember, where there's a will, there's a way. Thanks a lot. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.